As are your habitual thoughts, so will be the character of your mind, for the soul is dyed by the thoughts.
Have you ever wondered why certain faces keep haunting the quiet halls of your mind, even when you swear you've forgotten them? There are nights when your body begs for rest, but your mind refuses to stay still, summoning a presence that shouldn't be there. Who decides this ghostly return for you? And here's the unsettling part. Is it really you thinking about this person, or is it them thinking about you? We like to believe our thoughts are just sparks of electricity, little fragments of memory or desire. But what if that's just the surface? Just a curtain hiding something deeper? What if each persistent memory is actually a coded message from the universe? Maybe you're not the owner of your thoughts at all. Maybe you're just the receiver of a call you've never dared to answer. How many times have you felt pulled towards something invisible, as if unseen threads were weaving connections your logic refuses to explain? You can deny it, rationalize it, tell yourself it's only nostalgia, longing, or distraction. But deep down, you know, there's a hidden reason, a truth that insists on being revealed. And ignoring it won't make it disappear. It only makes it heavier, denser, and impossible to escape. Imagine that every recurring thought is like a key left at the door of a locked safe. You can feel the weight of the cold metal in your hand, but you hesitate to turn it, afraid of what you might find inside. What if the person you can't get out of your head isn't just a memory, but a signal? And what if that signal is an invitation to step through a portal that will change everything you thought you knew about human connection, destiny, and spirituality? Right now, as you hear these words, something is being triggered within you. An ancient memory, a forgotten link, a truth buried under silence. It's no coincidence that you're here. It's no coincidence that this topic found you. This video won't give you easy answers. It will open cracks. It will plant questions you can no longer ignore. And every second you watch will be another piece falling into place in a much bigger puzzle, until the revelation becomes inevitable. Some thoughts return like waves, ignoring your will. You close your eyes, you try to escape, but suddenly, there it is again, that presence. How do you explain this persistence? Is it memory, desire, longing? Or are these returns invisible codes, messages from a dimension that words can't explain? The disturbing part is this: you don't control it. And everything that can't be controlled, sooner or later, demands to be understood. Imagine every thought as a knock on a door you refuse to open. Day after day, the knocking grows louder, the wood shakes, and you pretend not to hear. But what happens when the door finally gives way? Are you ready to face what's on the other side? Constantly thinking about someone may not actually be about that person, but about the door they guard within you. The question isn't who is there, but what is trying to come in. The universe doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't send letters or announce its intentions clearly. The universe whispers, repeats, insists. If you don't listen the first time, it comes back. If you ignore it, it sends stronger signs, until it becomes impossible not to notice. And maybe that's what's happening to you. This recurring presence isn't just memory, it's language. A language you haven't yet decoded, but that has already changed you, simply by insisting on being there. Every person who crosses your path carries a purpose. Even those who pass by for seconds, even those who never say a word. Now think about the impact of someone who refuses to leave your mind. That's no accident. That's destiny in motion, a lesson wearing a face. The purpose can be gentle, like a caress, or harsh, like a mirror shattering. But it's there. And you need to ask yourself, what lesson is this presence bringing me? What in me is waiting to wake up through it? The law of attraction is relentless. What you focus on grows. Your mind is like a magnet that never stops sending out signals. And when you direct strong thoughts towards someone, You create a vibration that can draw them closer physically or spiritually. But here's the trap. The ego believes attracting means possessing, while the soul knows attracting means learning. Have you ever asked yourself, is what I feel a need to fill a void or a need to evolve? The answer to that question defines whether your energy builds bridges or builds cages. And then comes the hardest revelation. Every person you think about isn't out there, but inside you. They're reflections, fragments, mirrors. That figure that keeps returning may represent a part of you that you keep denying. Maybe it's your hidden fragility. Maybe it's your repressed strength. Maybe it's the courage you haven't lived yet, or the pain you refuse to feel. The other person is just the stage, but the whole play takes place inside you. Some encounters are so powerful they feel like they cut through time itself. How do you explain meeting someone for the first time and, at the same time, feeling like you've known them forever? Some call it soulmates. Others, crossed destinies. Others, simply mystery. The name doesn't matter. What matters is the impact. Thinking about someone constantly could be the echo of a pact from another life, or the preparation for something that needs to happen now. But be careful. Not every soul that returns is meant to stay. Some come only to teach, leave their mark, and go. Are you ready to accept that possibility? And when it's the ego screaming, confusing need with destiny, how do you tell the difference? Ask yourself, does this bring me peace or restlessness? Does this thought expand me or trap me? The ego seeks to fill gaps, to control, to be validated. The soul seeks growth, surrender, freedom. The line is thin, but your heart can feel it. If it hurts more than it teaches, if it traps more than it frees, maybe it's not a sign at all. Maybe it's just lack. And even that is a lesson. Because even when ego takes the lead, there's an opportunity. Every time a face refuses to leave your mind, hidden questions emerge. What am I still missing? What can't I give myself that I expect from others? Where am I abandoning myself, waiting for someone else to find me? These questions aren't easy, but they're necessary. To run from them is to repeat the cycle. To face them is to begin to set yourself free. Not every situation calls for action. Sometimes, just recognizing is enough. You don't need to chase, force, or search. Simply noticing is already movement. Because when you observe without fighting, when you accept without judging, energy reorganizes itself. Resistance tightens the knot. Acceptance dissolves it. How many times have you clung to something only to realize it dissolved the moment you let go? And if one day you feel you must act, let it be with clarity, not with impulse, fear, or emptiness, but with an open heart and clean intention. Getting closer can be necessary. Walking away can too. Both paths are valid when born from awareness. The mistake isn't in the choice, but in the hidden intention behind it. Are you acting to learn or to control? To share or to imprison? The answer is your compass. And then, finally, you realize, each recurring thought isn't a burden, but a portal. Not weight, but invitation. Not torment, but a key. Thinking about someone constantly may be the universe knocking on your door, your soul calling out to itself, or simply the reflection of a lesson you can no longer postpone. You can run, ignore, distract yourself, but sooner or later, that call will find another way to reach you. Because the universe never gives up. It always insists until you finally listen. And when the last words arrive, it's not an ending, but an echo that keeps resonating inside you. Everything we've gone through here wasn't just about someone who insists on inhabiting your mind. It was about the quiet revelation that every recurring thought is a call, a flame trying to light up the darkness you carry inside. It's not the other person who remains in you, it's you, asking to be seen through the reflection they represent. Maybe, Right now, you realize none of it was random. Every memory, every restlessness, every persistent return was a teacher in disguise, guiding you to the edge of a mirror you could no longer avoid. There are no final answers, only the certainty that every connection carries a purpose, even if it isn't meant to play out in the outside world, but to be understood in the intimacy of your own universe. And now, as silence settles between these phrases, the question you can't silence emerges. What will you do with everything this has awakened in you? You could ignore it, but you can't erase the seed that's already been planted. Because once thought reveals itself as message, it stops being noise and becomes a guide. And guides never disappear. They simply wait until you're ready to follow. Imagine, for a moment, that every person you can't stop thinking about is like a star in the night sky. They're not there for you to reach, but to remind you there's so much more beyond the darkness you can see. Maybe that recurring presence isn't asking for closeness, but showing you horizons. And the choice to lift your eyes and see is yours alone. If these words touch something you can't name, if you feel this video opened invisible doors inside you, share your experience. Tell your story in the comments. The story that beats inside your silence, because it may be the lighthouse for someone still lost. Like this video if it echoed in your soul, subscribe to keep walking this path with me, and share it with those you feel need to hear this too. This isn't just another channel, it's a space of revelations, symbols, and forgotten truths. And when the screen fades to black, remember this final image. What you can't get out of your mind isn't a prison, it's a key. And every key exists for only one reason: to open doors. The question is, are you ready to walk through them?